Welcoming back to MSD Learning World. In this video, we are going to see the equivalence of finite automata and regular expression. As we know that regular expression is a set of all rules to specify the tokens, and the regular expression is the input to the finite automata. In the previous video, we have seen the equivalence of all the finite automatas. So equivalence in the sense whether is it possible for us to convert from one machine to the another, and which automata is the subset of another one. As we already have seen that DFA is the subset of NFA and NFA is the subset of NFA epsilon, and it is possible to convert the NFA machine into a DFA. Similarly, NFA epsilon can be converted directly to a DFA, or the NFA epsilon can be converted to NFA, then it is possible to convert that into a deterministic finite automata. Whereas the reverse of converting the deterministic finite automata into non-deterministic finite automata or epsilon transition is not possible. So here in this we are going to concentrate on the conversion process of the regular expression into automata. So the regular expression can be converted into any type of automata. Similarly, here since the regular expression is the input to the finite automata, we must be able to know how the regular expression can be expressed in terms of an automata. Is it possible to convert or to create a finite automata for the regular expression? And regular expression is the set of all rules to represent the tokens or strings from the set of all input alphabets sigma. And regular expression have three operators specifically which comprises the regular expression, and these operators are union, concatenation and closure. So now in the equivalence of finite automata and regular expression, we are going to see two conversion processes. The first one is whether the regular expression can be represented by the automata. So it is possible to convert the regular expression into NFA epsilon machine. And the process of converting the regular expression into NFA epsilon can be done by Thompson's construction method. And the second conversion is converting the finite automata into a regular expression. So while we are converting a finite automata, it is possible to convert either DFA or NFA or NFA epsilon to regular expression, and that can be done by two methods, namely formula method and state elimination method. So it is possible to convert a regular expression to NFA epsilon only, and the same NFA epsilon can be converted either into an NFA or DFA as we have seen in the previous videos. So now in this we are going to see how are we going to convert the regular expression into NFA epsilon machine. As we already know, the NFA epsilon is which is having two or more transitions and the epsilon transition from any one of the state for any one of the input symbols present in the automata, and this have epsilon transition in it and also satisfies the non-deterministic property. So here let us see a theorem for the Thompson construction method. By using the theorem, it is possible for us to create NFA epsilon machine for any given regular expression. So what is the Thompson's construction method? The Thompson's construction method states that every regular language defined by a regular expression is also defined by the finite automata. So if you have a regular expression R, if you have any regular expression R, and sure you can have a regular language which is L of R. So what they are trying to tell is every regular language that is defined by the regular expression is also defined by the automata. That means that if you have a regular language, for that the regular language is defined only from any regular expression. And if there exists a regular expression, then sure it is possible to have a finite automata that satisfies the regular expression. This we already know, since every regular expression can be represented by the automata and regular expression is the input to the automata. So now we are going to prove here is there exists a regular expression which has a regular language, And if there exists a regular language, then there exists a automata capital M which has some language. So the language of the finite automata is nothing but the set of all strings accepted by the automata. And the set of all strings that is accepted by the automata will also be accepted by the regular language. So now we are going to prove that if there exists a regular expression, then there exists a finite automata for that. So by using the Thomson's construction theorem, we are going to see whether for every regular expression is there exists a finite automata, or is it possible for us to create a finite automata. So this entire Thomson construction method deals that for every regular expression there exists an NFI epsilon, and this theorem is going to be proved by mathematical induction. So what is meant by mathematical induction? For example, if for n equal to 0, if the statement is true, then the same statement is also true for n equal to 1, n equal to 2, n equal to 3. So such that, so if n plus 0 is true, then n plus 1 is also true. That is what is the mathematical induction. And this mathematical induction consists of two steps. The first step is the basis and the second step is the induction. So if k is true, then k plus 1 is also true. So basis deals with 0 operators. So here we are going to take the input as the regular expression. So for this regular expression, how can we apply the mathematical induction? Mathematical induction have to be applied on some basic concepts. So here in the regular expression, for what values of k can we apply the mathematical induction? If k equal to 0 is true, then k equal to 1 is also true. So here the k can be applied to the operators of the regular expression. So here, since the regular expression is the input to this theorem, we are going to apply the mathematical induction to the operators on the regular expression. So in the basis of the mathematical induction, we are going to prove that for 0 operators of the regular expression, there exists a finite automata. So for 0 operators, there exist 3 cases. That is, for 0 operators, the regular expression can either be epsilon or empty, or it can have a without any presence of operators. So for these regular expression, we are going to prove that if there exists a regular expression, there exists an automata. So if r equal to epsilon, then how can we have an automata? So by Thomson's construction, if r equal to epsilon, the automata exists in a form of a initial state, a final state. Whether the input is there or not, every automata will have compulsorily an initial state. So if r equal to epsilon, you will have an initial state and you will have a final state with transition for epsilon. So this is what is the initial state P and this is what is the final state Q. So this is how there exists an automata when you have a regular expression as epsilon. Now, if r equal to empty, that means that regular expression is null. You doesn't have any symbol. You doesn't have any transition. But there exists an initial state and there exists a final state, and you doesn't have any. There exists an initial state and there exists a final state where from the initial state P to Q, there does not exist any transition. That means that r equal to a null transition. So, if there exists a regular expression, there exists an NF epsilon. When you regular expression r equal to a, then how can we have a finite automata for this? Then there exists an initial state and there exists a final state from which, from the initial state to final state, there exists a transition for the regular expression a. So, from the basis, we have proved that if there exists a regular expression r, then there exists a finite automata such that the languages accepted by the regular expression is also accepted by the finite automata, such that L of m equal to L of r according to basis. If the basis is true, then we can have the 0 operators to have the operators present in the regular expression to be proved in the induction. So coming to the induction, the induction is nothing but if k equal to 0 is true, then k equal to 1 is also true. So we are going to consider the operators of the regular expression, where the first operator is, we know that the operators of the regular expression are union, concatenation and closure. So now let us see the case 1 as concatenation of two regular expression. So let us take R equal to R1 concatenation R2. So now we have to prove that there exists a regular expression with the concatenation of two regular expression. Then there exists an automata for this R equal to R1 concatenation R2. So how can we have the automata is R1 will have an initial and final state, R2 will have an initial and final state. And for making an automata with the concatenation of R1 and R2, the initial state of R1 will become the initial state of R, and the final state of R2 will become the final state of R. And from the final state of R1 to the initial state of R2, we will have an epsilon transition. So here we are having an extra one transition from the final state of R1 to the initial state of R2. This is how you will be creating an automata for the concatenation of the two regular expression. Now let us see an example for R equal to A concatenation B. If A dot B, whether dot is specified or not, R equal to AB, R equal to BR, everything concatenation is indirectly specified there. So how can we have an automata for this? So as we have seen already, you will have a regular expression R1 equal to A here, R2 equal to B here. So create an automata with the initial and final state with the transition for A, and create an automata with the initial and final state and have a transition for B. Now this is what is the automata for R1 and this is what is the automata for R2. So now we are going to create an entire automata for R equal to A concatenation B. So here, by using the Thompson's construction theorem, the initial state of R1 is going to be the initial state of R, and the final state of R2 is going to be the final state of R. And from the final state of R1 to the initial state of R2, we are going to have an epsilon transition. And now you start marking the states as P, Q and RS. There is no restriction for marking the state as alphabets. You can have numerical values also. You can have any alphabets for marking the states of the finite automata. So now we have seen there exists an automata for the regular expression with the concatenation operator. So now let us see what will be the other operators. So let us take the case 2 as R equal to R1 plus R2. So we need to prove that there exists an automata for the union of the two regular expressions. So how can we have the finite automata is here we should have the automata for R1 on the top of the automata and the automata for R2 and in the bottom of the automata for R. And we should have an new initial state and a new final state. And from the new initial state to the initial states of R1 and R2, we should have an epsilon transition. And from the final states of R1 and R2 to the new final states, we will have an epsilon transition. I think you understood how to create an automata for this. Now, let us have an example for R equal to A plus B. So here R1 is A, R2 is B. So how are we going to have an automata for this? So here let us create an automata for A. So with the transition for A, and let us create an automata for B with the transition for B. So create a new initial state and create a new final state with a double circle. So mark this as an initial state of R. From the initial state to the initial state of R1 and R2 have an epsilon transition. From the final state of R1 and final state of R2 have a transition for epsilon to the new final state. So now this is the machine for R equal to A plus B. So while you are numbering the state, you have to go to the top and come back to the bottom initial state and mark the final state as the final value. So this is how you have to mark the states, either numerical values or you can give any alphabetical values. So this is what is the automata. So if there exists an regular expression with the union of two regular expression, there exists an automata for the same. So now let us see for the closure operator. When R equal to R1 star, if there exists a regular expression like this, then there exists an automata according to the Thompson's construction. So you should create an automata for the regular expression R1. So you should create for R1 star is equal to R. So for the regular expression R, how the finite automata exists? you should have a new initial state and a new final state. From the new initial state to the initial state of R1, you will have an epsilon transition. And from the new initial state to the new final state, you will have an epsilon transition. And from the final state of the R1 to the initial state of R1, you will have an epsilon transition. So here we are adding 4 epsilon transitions. Here number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So we are having 4 epsilon transitions that is added for the closure of the regular expression. So if let us take an example. If you have R equal to A star, how we will create the automata? So if we have R equal to A star, first create a regular expression for R1 as new initial and final state with transition for A, and for R equal to A star, create a new initial state and create a new final state. From initial state to the initial state of R1, have epsilon transition. From final state of R1 to the new final state, have an epsilon transition. And from the final state of R1 to the initial state of R1, have an epsilon transition. From the new initial state to the new final state, have an epsilon transition. So this is what is the automata for R equal to A star. So from the induction, it is clearly proved that if you have a regular expression R, then there exists a finite automata such that L of M equal to L of R, where M here is nothing but the NFA epsilon machine. So according to the Thompson's construction, if there exists a regular language, then there exists a finite automata which accepts the same language L of R. And this is how the theorem is completely proved by the basis and by the mathematical induction. I think you understood how there exists an NFA epsilon machine for the combinations of the operators of the regular expression. I think you are clear with the entire theorem, and this is a very important question, and you can expect that they will be asking you to design finite automata for the regular expression. Once this question is asked, you have to start creating the NFA epsilon machine. I think you are understood the concept of this theorem and you are able to create an NFA epsilon machine for any given regular expression. If you have any other doubt, just comment me on the channel. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.